Namaste and welcome back to Astro Yoga Shala. I felt to do another video today. I got some insights today this morning, November 3rd, 2020. Today is the day of the US election. It's the election day. It's also one of those days that every astrologer has been talking about because it's also Mercury is stationing direct. Shoo! And we'll see what happens with the election. Mercury stationing direct on the election day doesn't necessarily mean that everything will run smoothly. I do not think that we will know the winner tonight, but we will see what happens. We can talk about this Mercury more in another video, but because I got some really strong insights, I feel that I've seen on social media, it's a lot of nervousness in the air right now, obviously. There's a lot of things at stake. And I was looking at the chart this morning and feeling into what energy is good to tap into right now. I mean, we can choose, of course, what we want to tap into, but basically, it's really good to know the weather to see where we can get help. And we have all the energies inside of us, and some of them will be stronger for us during certain periods in life. Right now, we have a very strong and active, like very many strong and active energies right now, speaking very loudly to all of us, touching us in a different level, but at the same, we're touched by this on a collective level. Whatever is going on in the world will also affect you, even the US election, even though you're living in another country. There's many things going on right now in so many different countries. So it's a lot to take in. And Venus, it's quite interesting. Right now, she's in one of her home signs of Libra. And she is there together with Mercury. And Venus is this beautiful planet in the cosmos that it's actually governing over the energy of like unifying things, okay? And she possesses the power of bringing things together. She is, the one who harmonizes, and she's actually harmonizes things that has been separated. She's trying always to bring things that has been separated, bring them back into unity. She rules over friendships, marriages, relationships of all kinds. She rules over ceremony and ritual, the arts, the theater, the aesthetic qualities of life. She is really like the one who is, she's into, pleasing her own senses and everyone else, of course. And she loves beauty and form, and she's just attracting those things. Venus has this attraction. We could say that she is like the one who awakens all our five senses. Whether it's something that we taste that is just so delicious, or just looking at something very, very beautiful, or smelling something like really, really beautiful. It could be food or flowers, or so. She is just this harmonizing, beautiful energy to be around. So why don't we just use her right now, with the energy that she has? So let me talk a little bit about this, because in June, Venus, she was retrograde in the sign of Gemini. And while she was retrograde, she made a conjunction with the sun, and thus started a new cycle in her retrograde phase. And while she's very close to the sun, while she's aligning with the sun, I should say aligning, not close to the sun, aligning with the sun, she is not visible. So this summer, she was not visible. And then at the end of June, she rose as a morning star, okay? And I want to talk a little bit about that, Venus in her morning star phase, you know, and this phase is actually, she's been going through this phase now since end of June, and being seen in the sky in the morning before sunrise. And for those of you maybe who are connected with Venus some kind of way, I mean, I go out sometimes in the sunrise, not every day, but I go out and get some darshan from Venus. It's really, really beautiful. She's so bright and amazing. But if you notice her, she is right now coming closer and closer to the horizon, so she's not so high up. And that means that she is about to enter the underworld, and this will happen in January. And it's quite interesting to think about this. Okay, so she is like morning star descending down to the underworld. She's not quite there yet, but she's getting there. And what does this mean? This is essential for all of us. When we think about this world who is right now in so much chaos, how can we tap into the Venus qualities, and where is she right now? What is she doing, and how is she speaking to us? What phase is she in? I mean, it's really good to know. I mean, the morning star phase is actually preparing us for death and rebirth. It's the transformational phase. The goddess that is connected to this phase is Sekhmet. She's like the goddess, the warrior goddess, who is here to protect the cosmic order. You know, not your own personal order, it's the cosmic order, the higher order. And that means, like, what does that mean? I mean, this phase is like really triggering us to release what does not serve us, so that we can fully embody and step into our true soul's purpose, our feminine dharma, so to speak. And when I speak about this feminine dharma, it's not only for women. I'm not talking about women and men. We all have the feminine energy inside of us. As women, you know, we have a little bit more and whatever, but not all women. I mean, it's different, but everyone has the feminine and masculine qualities inside of us. Okay. And really, when you think about Sekhmet, this warrior goddess who's like representing this phase, I mean, how fierce do we need to be in order to meet the challenges that are coming our way, so that we can, step into our soul purpose and really shine that motherly, sisterly, feminine, embodied, unifying, harmonious, and beautiful energy to the world. Right now, Venus is in the sign of Libra, her home. She loves to be there. It's air, it's cardinal. Cardinal is like initiating leadership, being in the front. Air is, fluid, a little bit, not fluid, but air is everywhere. It's the energy of the heart. It's the energy of the heart. So what happened? Like a day ago in Aries, Venus was opposite the planet, the little mini planet, the dwarf planet, the asteroid, has many names, but it's called Chiron. And Chiron is this mini planet. I will want to call Chiron a mini planet, who is traveling between Saturn and Uranus. He's the messenger between, or the bridge, or the translator between Uranus and Saturn. And some call him the wounded healer. I spoke about him yesterday, and the wounded healer, I want to be more specific, because I said you can't heal that wound, and it's true, but he's an alchemizer. So you don't heal something, he alchemizes something, meaning that he is taking what is broken and adding something to it, you know, breaking it apart and then adding something to it so that it can become a purer form. So he breaks apart in order to put together a purer form of existence. Chiron in Aries, and he's there for 7 years. 7 years is a long time to heal something, right? I mean, come on. I mean, it's not like I said in the last video, it's not like we, you know, it's not an Uranus transit. It's like it's a Chiron transit in Aries, 7 years of like, okay, let's work on this. Let's go into this, you know, boot camp of like transforming our self-identity. I mean, come on, this is not easy stuff. And we can ignore it because the signal from Chiron might not be so loud because such a long transit, or we can embrace it. But what happens when a personal planet like Mars, Mercury, or Venus comes into contact with this, you know, with Chiron, who is like having this long transit for all of us? Well, it's affect us. And so Venus opposing Chiron is significant for us right now, and we should not forget, you know, it's a help for us right now. Chiron in Aries is challenging all of us to find the higher expression of ourselves. It is asking us to heal the identity wound. Oh my God, heal the feeling of not being enough in our own unique expression, of not feeling to be seen or heard. This identity wound of like not feeling that I fully, my uniqueness doesn't matter in this world. It's a way of feeling empty and disconnected to what's going on around you. Maybe you have a fear of expressing your opinion because you think that you're going to be judged, or you might be judged. And how does that feel? It might make you feel inadequate or even ashamed, and makes you want to feel shy of like really expressing who you are. Feeling of having to behave in a certain way. Maybe it's you know, challenging you to speak your own truth, because if you do this or that will happen, you might get censored. I mean, there's so many different ways of Chiron's expression in Aries. And really, what does it mean when Chiron in Aries and Venus in Libra opposing each other? Aries and Libra, they're opposite from each other, cardinal signs. I versus V. I, Aries, we, Libra, me versus you, me versus us, what I want versus the social norm, assertion versus compromise, fighting versus cooperating, independence versus relationships. I'm reading this from this book, Aspects in Astrology by Sue Tompkins. This book is really, really good if you want to dive deep into the aspects of astrology. I mean, really, this is, she writes like this polarity is concerned with learning how to be able to listen, accept and allow other people to have different desires and needs without losing sight of your own opinion. Okay, Wow. So that is what Venus, that is the energy that she's just right now in. While she's in the phase of transforming herself from death and rebirth, going down into the underworld, revealing herself, you know, really like shedding the layers of herself that doesn't really that isn't accurate in showing who she is. So what happens in approximately 1 week from now, while she's in this process, Venus, is that November 11, Venus is going to oppose Mars at 15 degrees of Aries. And first she meets the wounded healer, like having this, it's a process. And then she's coming up to oppose Mars, Mars is the one who is separating things. I mean, he's quite a violent energy. Ancient astrologers, they would like really, they would really call him like, violence and war and robbery, and it's like taking away your possessions, it's lying, it's like, even like slaughtery, Mars is connected with the energy of the knife that cuts away things like that, separating things, while Venus wants to unite. I mean, it's an opposition. It's, it could be a good thing as well if they're in the higher expression, of course, because both energies are needed. Because Mars is, if the sun is the solar energy, Mars is the heat. Mars is heat. I mean, Mars is connected to fevers, inflammations, cuts and burns. But, one thing is that heat is not bad. We need heat to transform. We really, really need heat to transform. I mean, I love to cook, for example, a Venus thing, but I need my Mars energy, the heat, to do my particular dishes. Heat is very, very important for certain transformations, not all, certain ones. Okay, so this is really good to really take in. I'm thinking, so this energy of heat, the energy of Mars heat, when Venus and Mars are opposing each other, having this opposing, it's like they're not on the same side of things. It's like screaming to each other, with a little distance. We're not really agreeing. So if we come into the higher expression of that, then we can find the middle way, but you need to be in the higher expression of the masculine and the feminine within you. Again, the morning star phase, releasing what does not serve us anymore. Sometimes we need to burn things away, right? Sometimes we really need to like, okay, I'm going to fiercely burn this away and empty myself, making myself naked to make space for the new that wants to come in. We can ask us the question, where is it necessary to be fierce in meeting the challenges in order to accomplish soul purpose? What change am I willing to make to live a more balanced, harmonious, and sacred life? How can I, through my love, power, and uniqueness, contribute to the balance and to protect and restore the cosmic order, the cosmic balance, the harmonious energy within the society today? I mean, this is really something. So it's really, how can we come into the higher expression of this? Venus is a really good energy to lean into right now, and really to understand that also right now the moon, she was full this weekend, so she's also waning. What happens on November 11 is that Venus will oppose Mars. Mercury will on the same day ingress Scorpio. The moon will ingress the same day to Virgo, Mercury's sign, activating Mercury even more. Mercury in Scorpio is really going down again into the investigative mind, the investigative intellect, but also be aware, because Scorpio is the sign that has this hidden secrets. And really, Mercury investigating in Scorpio, can also be it could be a manipulative energy. So really, it's important to tap into your intentions, in your intention with your words, your intention with the communication with people, your intention in digging deeper into we can end up in rabbit holes. Oh my gosh, Scorpio holes, rabbit holes. We can, yes. So what happens a couple of days later than that, this is good to know with the energy Mars. He will stand still. Actually, when Venus opposes Mars on 15 degrees, he won't move so much after that, because he will stand there on 15 degrees, and November 14, he will be exactly stationing direct to start to move forward, but it will take some time. He will stand still for a moment. So this is kind of like, these energies are suggesting deep, deep healing and transformation, rebalancing of the masculine and feminine energies, healing the self-identity wound in a world right now where, everything is upside down. Do you have the courage to speak your truth? Do you have the courage to really step into who you were supposed to be? You came into this life as a child, born into a very unstable world. Every one of us has been born into an unstable world. Maybe you have a stable home, but still the world has always been in a flux and change, and particularly now, this is very, very crucial to really be in contact with who you are. Why are you here? Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? Come into a sovereignty of really knowing yourself, and really fiercely releasing what does not serve the expression of your higher self. November 22nd, Venus will ingress into Scorpio, having to finish the energies this year in Libra, and having this, still connected with the meetings of with the Chiron and Mars. And meanwhile, we still have Uranus in Taurus. Mercury is about also to make another opposition with Uranus. Venus will then make an opposition with Uranus, and that will happen November 28. And what's interesting is that the next day, Neptune, which some also, associate with, beauty and art, and, also very spiritual sign, is stationing direct on November 29. This month of November, we have a tremendous opportunity to really go deep into our soul purpose, our feminine dharma. I wanted to talk about this because this is crucial. Was there anything else? I'm going to look in my notes, but really, yes. So with that said, one of my favorite ways of connecting with the Venus energy and to really connect into my true self, my soul, is through ceremony and ritual. And through ceremony and ritual, really invoking the beauty of life, to make life more sacred. I mean, right now, I mean, seriously, when we look at social media, it's like we really have to find and be really conscious of what we take in right now. There's so many different opinions, so many different ways of expressing the self. And it's really up to each and every one of us to really reflect on where am I in all of this? You know, I can read and take in everyone else's opinions, but what is my opinion about this life? It's a good period of time to really check into that. Why am I here? What are my unique special gifts? I love looking at the birth chart. I mean, when I started to study my own birth chart, it was just amazing, because not only was there some surprises there, but a lot of confirmations of like, oh my God, that weird thing about myself is actually not strange. It is, you know, the signature of who I am. and just to realize that, and how does that signature of who I am express itself? You know, what are the things that I normally wouldn't admit to myself? You know, what are the things about myself that I don't admit even to myself? And once I start to admit those things about myself, and become friends with that, how can I express that in a harmonious and balanced way? And how can I share that with others? I mean, what is life anything if we're not sharing it with others? Does it really exist? I mean, there's so many things. Tapping into ceremony and ritual is so beautiful. Like back in the days, religion and spirituality had a lot to do with ceremony and ritual. I mean, in the temples, I mean, it wasn't just, you know, that they were chanting the mantras, but that was a big part of it, of course. And doing the prayers, I mean, they worked with symbols. They worked with like materialized things to be able to, how can I say, like, dealing with something that is invisible. You sometimes use visible things to invoke the invisible into a ceremony or ritual. And I mean, invoking the invisible, we can do it through song, through words, but sometimes even theater and dance. I'm thinking about the Mars energy. How can we be in contact with the Mars energy, but at the same time also, not letting it take over and be excessive heat, you know, so it becomes a fever. I mean, how can I have the heat of transformation? I mean, light a fire, go outside and light a fire, or if you can do it inside or whatever, but a fire, it could be a candle even, but it's very, very grounding to light a fire, and even to invoke and do a ceremony around fire. To invoke the Mars energy. And then also music from Venus, and the dance, the movement, and dance every single day. Put on loud music, beautiful music that you love, and just move until you get warm and maybe even sweaty. I mean, have sex. I mean, that's a great Mars and Venus energy to just, you know, unite, but, you know, with this fiery heated, it's beautiful. Eat good food, of course, you know, really take that heat and utilize it with by like really like tickle your buds, your taste buds. dress yourself up every day, work with colors, and maybe it's time for you right now, when the world is in chaos, to organize your home, to really make sure that your home is a place where you can invite other people's that you can have harmonious moments with. There's so many things to do, but I do recommend ritual and ceremony right now, and setting your intention for that harmonious and balanced world that we all are part of in creating right now, regardless of what's going on in the world. We cannot change the other. We can only change ourselves. And whatever change you actually are seeking in another, ask yourself, is there something within me that I can change, that so I can fully step into my highest expression of myself, so that I can be part of this harmonious and beautiful and loving energy that will balance out and bring harmony into this world. Let us all tap into our Venus energy to really, bring a more beautiful world right now for each and every one. Let everyone thrive. I truly, truly wish from my heart that all beings on this planet will be released from all suffering. May all beings be released from all suffering. Om Sarvesham Svastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May this day be beautiful. Mercury stationing, oh gosh, things will start to move slowly, but don't expect any movement forward in the things that you have been waiting on to move on until next week. I mean, the whole of November, we have pretty strong and energies that are working with us. I have not even touched the conjunction between Pluto and Jupiter, and now I just touched on Venus, Mars, and Chiron, and a little bit of Mercury. And yes, I will try to make more videos. I think astrology is so helpful. If you are interested in knowing your soul's purpose, your unique signature gift that you were born in here with, that is written in your horoscope, I mean, please contact me for a reading. I will, down below, there is an email address which you can send me an email, and I'll work something out. I will, until the end of the year, I do readings for $55, 55 euros, 555 Swedish crowns, until the end of the year. Send me an email and I can look at your chart and see what's going on in your chart. Either if you want me to do a signature reading for you, like, so that you can really get the clues on what your soul purpose is, if you do not know that yet, or if you want me to look on the personalized energies for the next year of 2021. It will be a year of surprises, but it will affect each and every one of us differently. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. I can't speak right now. Subscribe to this video, and I hope this was helpful. The reason why I'm doing this video is, just because I want to be in service in any kind of way, and this is the only way I know how to do it. So I hope this was helpful for someone, and I wish you a beautiful day. Namaste. Take care.